So,
welcome to the Social Sports Podcast. I'm Ricky, and this is Ben and Justin, and we are here to talk football. So, in the words of Hank Williams Jr., are you ready for some football?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm ready. I know that.
Go.
All right. So, we just had week 2 of the preseason in our books, but the main story coming out of this week was the Deshaun Watson suspension. I believe it was 11 games, and he is basically forced to give back $5 million.
Yeah, that's great.
That hurts.
Wow. Quite a suspension.
That is that definitely hurts the entire chances for Browns making the playoffs.
They weren't going to make the playoffs anyway. And then Watson wasn't going to help.
I mean, you never know, but getting rid of Mayfield, screwing him over.
I think that was a bad idea because we knew Deshaun Watson was going to be suspended. We knew that.
Yeah, and they treated Mayfield like crap.
And watch him do really good on the Panthers now. Watch him do really good there now.
I mean, he's not a horrible quarterback.
No, he isn't, and I think they should have kept him, but they're going to regret that. But that's got to wait and see. Watson's not able to come back until week 13 or against the Texans.
No, what a comeback against the Texans at Texas Stadium.
Yeah.
His old team.
I don't think that the Browns will be in playoff contention by then, so I don't know if it'll even matter.
No, the Browns won't be in playoff contention, but they'll.
And honestly, you know what? They might be okay because they have a backup quarterback with Jacoby Brissett, and we lost Ricky.
Yeah, we have Ricky back.
He's back.
Right, I'm back. Sorry, I was just sending an email to the Cleveland Browns applying to be their GM because obviously after this offseason, they're going to need a guy. I swear, the dummy moves that are in Cleveland, you would think that they'd be testing the Cleveland water, not the Flint, Michigan water from a couple years ago. Because honestly, Deshaun Watson, a guy who, in my opinion, is a stat stuffer, not a winner. That's what you need in the NFL is you need a winner, not a guy who's going to pump up your stats. Deshaun Watson is great for fantasy football, but he's not good for regular football. He did not play a single game last season. So why in the world am I, if I am Andrew Berry, why am I trading 3 first-round draft picks, a 3rd pick, and a 4th pick for Deshaun Watson? And on top of that, knowing that he had at the time 24 allegations of sexual misconduct, and knowing that the league is going to come down hard on him, why am I paying him $235 million guaranteed?
I don't know, because he's not a bad quarterback.
What's his contract look like right now? How long is he signed for?
I believe, let me look it up. I believe it's 4 years. No, it's a 5-year, $230 million contract, fully guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost receivers.
I mean, yeah, they lost. Well, I think they re-signed Landry. They gave Amari Cooper. So, but to me, Amari Cooper is oft. I'm playing hurt. The past few years.
I don't know if he's gonna be that great in Cleveland.
I know because Amari Cooper would always be on my fantasy football. But
they do have Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna help though.
So they have receivers there.
They don't have Landry. I'm looking at the depth chart. Landry is not there.
I don't think Jacoby Brissett's going to be great for the backup quarterback for Cleveland.
He's a journeyman. Jacoby Brissett's a journeyman.
I mean, he is. That's for sure. But I don't know if.
Let's see if I can find Landry. He's on the Saints.
Jarvis Landry went to the Saints. Yep.
Yeah, he went to the Saints. Yeah, he's not on the Browns no more. They have no good weapons.
Except Mari Cooper. That's it.
That's it. I mean, I never heard of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Never heard of who?
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I've heard of him. He's not a really household name though. I'm not sure where he played before, but
they're gonna rely on Chubby Wubby.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
He's not bad, but he can't carry a team and rely on him. You got Kareem Hunt, but
I mean, but that's only what a kicker could do right there. Wait, what?
But yeah, there's Jarvis Landry is on the Saints now.
I don't know where he was. I think he was on the Browns before.
Yeah, Landry was on the Browns. Before that, the Dolphins. Before I got disconnected, I was basically singing the praises of Jarvis Landry as one of the more underappreciated receivers in the NFL.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, like, I definitely see the Haslams firing Andrew Berry, the general manager of the Browns.
You think so?
Before anything else. I mean, because this move for Deshaun Watson didn't just screw them over this season, screwed them over for the next 5 seasons. All right, because you lose your next 3. You lost this year's first round pick. Then you lose the next 2 first round picks.
Right.
You lose the guy that you even lost the guy that you went and mortgaged your future for 3/4 of your season.
Right.
All right. As much as Jacoby Brissett is a wonderful manager, all right, and as much as Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they are one of the premier tandems in the NFL at the running back position.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see them being in playoff contention come week 13. So basically you bought a Ferrari with no wheels.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they probably thought they were going to get Houston Texans Deshaun Watson, not. I mean, there's different versions. There's different versions of quarterbacks that you think you're going to get. That's probably why they traded for him, because they thought they'd get Houston Texan Deshaun Watson, not.
Well, he's always been Houston Texan Deshaun Watson. Basically, the Texans did Watson dirty too. And actually, it's not even the Texans. Bill O'Brien screwed Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Trading away DeAndre Hopkins for
beans.
Yeah, like they traded him away for. I need to look it up. It was like a 4th round draft pick.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm not really sure. They're gonna regret it trading away Baker Mayfield. I'm telling you.
They didn't just screw themselves this year, they probably screwed themselves for next year too. Because
they always screw themselves. It's the Cleveland Browns.
What did they give up for Deshaun Watson again?
I mean, they're always screwing them. They're always screwing themselves.
What'd you say, Ben?
What did they give up in the Deshaun Watson trade?
What did they give up?
Probably a lot more than they should have.
The Texans traded Deshaun Watson and a 2024 6th-round pick for
Texans acquired 3 first-round picks, 1 third-round pick, and 2 fourth-round picks.
Oh, lost Ricky again.
Yep. Wow.
Every time he goes to look for something.
That's why I'm doing it on my computer, looking up on stuff on my computer.
Yeah. So I'm working on getting everything added on to all the podcast streaming services. You can have full access.
This disconnecting every 5 minutes thing is getting on my nerves.
Are you using your cell phone
as my recorder? Yeah.
Well, as you're looking up things too?
Yeah, I'm looking stuff up on my computer.
Yeah, I think that might be what's causing you to.
Well, it is a work in progress. You know, it'll get better.
Yeah,
for sure. It will.
I have no problems with it. So back to the.
But yeah,
Browns.
Browns gave up 3 first-rounders, a third, and a fourth for Deshaun Watson and a 6th.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, see, you don't know what you're going to get out of Deshaun Watson next year. You don't know if he's going to accumulate to the Deshaun Watson role, or he's going to be just the same old. Like, you have no idea.
Well, I mean, the one thing with it is he didn't play all last year.
Yeah, and he's
going
to be rusty.
He didn't play last year at all?
He didn't play last year at all because of these allegations.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so we've known about the Deshaun Watson situation for over a year. And yet still the Browns gave up what they gave up, including all of that money in cap hit.
Well, they probably thought it was going to be a better investment.
I am not going to.
Thought they were going to get a better investment than they did.
Well, I am definitely not going to the Haslam's for investment advice. Believe you me.
No, definitely not.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
But yeah, and then they also alienated Baker Mayfield. Like, I mean, to be fair,
they kind of did.
You know,
yeah, they handled that poorly. Like the way they handled that situation.
He wanted out of Cleveland. I mean, as soon as they traded for Deshaun Watson, he wanted out of Cleveland.
I mean, he wanted out of Cleveland when they started interviewing him. Why would you interview another quarterback when you know you have a quarterback? Yes, okay. Ooh, Deshaun Watson's great. Okay, maybe, but he has a lot of baggage right now.
I mean, I really thought when they traded Baker Mayfield to the Panthers, I'm like, that is going to really come back and bite them right in the butt.
Why? I'm okay. So let's rewind on this. All right. So the Baker trade to the Panthers was actually the best thing that Cleveland could do based on the screw ups that they did. That is literally the only thing that they did right in this whole entire situation.
I mean, they were left with a quarterback other than Jacoby Brissett. That was the last quarterback that they were left with.
Okay. So I'm gonna let's all put our wonderful little thinking caps on. You are Baker Mayfield. All right. That is who you are going to be right now. All right. You have been criticized for the entire year after taking your team to the division round the previous year, going a minute and a half away from beating the Kansas City Chiefs. And then being turned on its head and you being vilified, saying, oh my God, you cannot hit the broadside of a barn. You know, your wide receiver is like, oh, I'm always open. He's not hitting me. You know, he's not doing anything to hit me. You know, instead of working with your quarterback to get that chemistry to make the... I'm sorry, that's kind of what I would do as a player. You know, I'd work to the guy instead of going to the media and like, hey, let's work this out. But no. And then during the offseason, like barely after the Super Bowl is over, before you can even worry about, you know, before you're still on the links, you know, playing golf. So you have your team, you know, guys that were like, hey, this is our guy, selected you number 1 overall when you coming out of college. Like, hey, we signed Jacoby Brissett. We're bringing in Deshaun Watson for an interview. Like, okay, what the hell's going on? You know, so, and then they actually
make the Cleveland Browns never made the playoffs. What are you talking about with that? Or are you just doing it hypothetically?
No. They made the playoffs that previous year.
They haven't made I don't think they've made the playoffs since 1995.
No, they made the playoffs.
Okay, check your weed, man. But
I'm
no, they.
I'm gonna look up that up because I don't think
no.
they've made the playoffs.
So when the Bills played the Chiefs in the conference championship game, the team that Kansas City beat before they beat Buffalo was Cleveland Browns.
Oh, okay. So they did make they did make the playoffs in 2020.
Yep, they spanked the shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was funny.
Oh yes, I totally forgot because they had not been in the playoffs in like a long time. So
yeah, they made a really big deal about it.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as big a deal as Buffalo making it as far as they had that same year. But hey, you know, seriously, it was great for Cleveland. But again, you know, Baker lived up to his potential in 2020. In 2021, he had to step back. I mean, every quarterback has every quarterback has a step back sometimes, you know, and it's all about what you do moving forward. Sometimes you just need to get recoached. Sometimes you need to redevelop chemistry with your receivers. All right.
You had to have a change. Look at that. 2003 to 2020 was the last 23. And they missed like 10 straight playoffs. So,
I mean, you're a Bills fan. We know about missing the playoffs.
The Bills are starting to have made the playoffs 3 straight years.
I mean, yeah, now, but before then, during the Brady domination of the AFC East, how many times did the Bills make the playoffs during that span?
I think they only did
once. Probably none.
No, it was once, right before Brady moved to Tampa.
Well, good.
All right.
Good have to go over there.
Like literally, you know, as a Bills fan, you know, I know about that kind of struggle. All right, when, you know, I mean, yeah, we talk about Bills being the Super Bowl favorites now, but
I think they are.
Before the McDermott era, the last time the Bills had been in a playoff game was the Music City Miracle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the Browns. we'll go back to the Bills, a little later on. But basically, what the Browns did to Baker, all right, even if they had kept Baker was not playing for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, why not? Why not?
Why?
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Again, you are Baker Mayfield. They have basically run over your feelings, your emotions, your everything. All right? You had just given them the best success in the history of their franchise. And that next year you struggled. You got, OBJ in the media, like Baker can't hit me, broadside of a barn. He ain't my quarterback.
Well,
and everybody was like,
I honestly
Baker.
believe if he was still in the Cleveland Browns.
Well, hold on. 1 second.
Right.
Have you seen the news that Odell Beckham Jr. has stated about Baker?
No.
So,
What did you say about Baker?
I'm looking it up right now. He said something on Baker, wishing him luck. Let's see. Here we go. Mayfield's debut. All right, here we go. So, on Saturday, quarterback Baker Mayfield was playing against my Commanders. OBJ comments on NFL Baker Mayfield. He says he puts a emoji with the frozen face. He says Baker in blue. Woo, cold.
There was a rumor that Odell Beckham was heading to the Bills, but I don't know.
And then he put on there OBJ go shine. So he's hyping him up. If you didn't like him, why is he hyping him up?
I really, I think OBJ is just trying to be OBJ.
Probably.
Yeah. He's gonna do what OBJ does.
Yeah.
Which, again, we'll talk about him later on. Let's wrap up Baker. And basically, what my point is, all right, with what the Cleveland Browns did last year. I'm talking 2021 season into this offseason. All right, they basically made Baker the scapegoat for the woes for Cleveland. And then in the offseason, you bring in Brissett. Okay, like I would have understood bringing in Brissett. Brissett is a quality backup, a high quality backup, low tier starter. Seriously, he could start for the Texans, start for the Jets. I wouldn't give him a playoff team, but
Brissett, no.
Yeah. So yeah, and you bring in Deshaun Watson. So yeah, of course I would want out as a competitive quarterback, and two, as just a man in general. Like, Amanda Pride, you gonna slap me in my face, and then he's getting suspended. You now want me to carry your team when obviously you are not invested in me? Go to hell on you and your mom. Pretty much. That's my opinion, of how Baker feels about the Browns.
I
do not blame him one damn bit.
I've never in my life have seen an organization ran so poorly with the team decisions. There have been so many
Commanders.
Oh, I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it. They're a little more well commanded.
What? That was Rona, man.
They're a little well commanded over there. The least you can say they had quarterbacks a little bit more substantial. Granted, they don't have a franchise. They never ever had a franchise quarterback in 30 plus years. But at least you can say that they had a little bit of success with some of their quarterbacks because they did make the playoffs a few years. Whereas the Browns, they just make the scapegoat the quarterback every year. No, they have had so many first round picks, quarterbacks with so much talent go into that locker room and get wasted. You don't know if that quarterback would have been good or not because he's put on a shitty ass team. Look at Carr when he was with the Texans. good ass quarterback, shitty ass team.
Oh,
He was
Derek Carr and the
scapegoat.
Texans.
He was a
David.
good quarterback.
Oh,
David
Carr.
David Carr was a good quarterback. Statistically, if you look at his career with the Texans, he was a good quarterback. But you can't be a good quarterback if your offensive line is hot doo-doo.
No, you can't.
It's not even hot doo doo. It was just. It was Cleveland Brown.
The Browns always make the quarterback the scapegoat. They never had an offensive line. They never have. They had one good offensive lineman who's. I'm surprised he stayed there so long and retired with them. Never asked for a trade. But that's all you had. You didn't have a running back either. You didn't have any receivers. Then you finally get Baker Mayfield. Then you finally decide, hey, I want to build a team around this guy. And you get Chubb. You get Njoku. And then you trade it for Jarvis Landry. Then you push him out the door. He don't want to be there no more either.
I mean, the Browns have had potential.
They have potential.
But they've always
but they don't have
wasted their potential.
They traded away.
They don't
lost.
support. They don't buy in. That's the
Yeah.
problem with Cleveland. Is there's no buying into Cleveland.
No, there isn't.
Like, honestly, that's why Cleveland left for Baltimore in '96, because there's no buy-in in Cleveland.
Do you see any of the free agents lining up to go to Cleveland ever? I don't.
No.
They
And I
said the
don't
same
think
thing
they're
about
ever
the
going-
Bills.
I'm surprised they got Amari Cooper there. I'm surprised Cooper
I
won.
mean, that's been the issue with Washington for a while because of their history of lately of how they treated their players. But they're starting to build a reputation back. But they're not out making splashes anymore. They just want to build on their draft.
Yeah, right. I mean, eventually someone will want to go to Cleveland if they have a nice coach and they have a nice and they start winning all the time. Then
Back
people
up the
wanna go
Brinks
there.
truck.
Well, you also have to have a supporting fan base. And to be honest, let's be honest here. Have you seen the attendance for the Cleveland? I'm sorry, not the Cleveland Indians. I don't want to get banned on strike or anything like that. Jeez, the Guardians. Have you seen their attendance this year? It's horrible.
No.
It's horrible. Like,
Do I
is
want to
Cleveland,
watch a Guardians game? No.
I mean, they're a good team. I'm about to look them up right now. They're a good team. I'll look them up right now.
No, seriously. When they lost Chief Wahoo, like,
Oh, I mean, when you did that, you're just losing a fan base. The fan base is then going to start losing interest. They're first place in their division right now. Like they're literally
that
sitting in
division's
first
what?
place.
The White Sox, the Cubs,
The Twins.
Reds.
The Twins are 60. There's the White Sox and the Twins are 62 and 56, 62 and 59, and then the Guardians are 64 and 56.
Either
So-
way, I mean, yeah, like Cleveland has not been a good.
Sports.
They're
town.
not a good sports town.
Yeah,
All
they're
right,
not.
they're
They never
not.
have
They're
been.
not. They are not. Like, I mean, people talk about Ohio being the
Has there been
asshole
anybody
of the
good that has come
country.
out of Ohio?
What?
Has there been anybody good about anybody coming out of Ohio?
People will say LeBron James, but even
That's
LeBron
about it.
James
That's
didn't
it.
want anything to do with Cleveland. You know, like,
So the Guardians are currently sitting at an average of 15,314 fans so far this year. In 2021, they had a 13,758. That's during COVID, so that wouldn't really count. 2019, they had 21,465. So, is it the name change or is the city not really caring?
the city doesn't. Again, the city is not a good sports culture city. You know, because the Guardians aren't really well supported. The Cavaliers were, I mean, without LeBron there, it's like, meh.
Yeah. There's like
You know,
nothing
and
there.
then the Browns are the Browns.
I mean, their attendance and attending games isn't bad. 67,431. That's not bad in 2021. So they're attending their football games, but they're not attending the baseball games.
Well, it's because they're not good. You said 2021. Okay, well, 2021, we're, sort of coming back from COVID on that one. The Browns were actually a decent team, a playoff level team. Where the Guardians are kind of, not gonna lie, the Guardians are kind of a middle of the road baseball team.
Yeah.
So am I really gonna support a middle of the road baseball team? Not unless I'm living there. And I mean, especially because who's the Guardians mascot? Big G.
Mascot?
Sponsored by McAfee or something like that. Yeah.
So stupid, man. Silly, huh?
But we'll go back. We'll kind of tab that back later on, because we're gonna be talking about the Commanders, and basically, I was going to talk about the Guardians a little bit when we talked about the Commanders, because there's a lot to handle with that. So we'll go back to that.
Yeah.
But let's leave Cleveland. The last episode we kind of did our division and Super Bowl winners, but we also forgot to kind of give our MVP pick, and I want to go and do some bold predictions for 2022. I mean, we've seen enough a little bit that we can actually make some sort of educated, bold predictions, about what we're going to see in the NFL. So I would say, right now, us three, we would give our MVP, and then afterward, we'll go through each of the divisions, and we'll make a bold prediction about each division, either a team in the division or something we're going to see based on the guys there. So let's tab around. Ben and Justin, who are your guys' MVPs?
Are we talking about for each?
Nope. The main guy who's going to win the NFL MVP this year.
Josh Allen.
Let's see here. I'm looking over some of these teams. You got Aaron Rodgers. He won last year. I don't even know how the hell did he win last year anyway.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Rodgers just good.
I'm looking at the offensive leaders though in passing. I don't understand how he got MVP.
Josh Allen is something, I'm telling you.
I mean, the front runner is Allen, especially if he can continue the the trajectory that he's been going. I mean, yeah, I see Josh Allen kind of taking a small step back without Dable. I mean, one series against the Broncos to me isn't that telling. I mean, it's the preseason. The preseason tells you a little bit, but not all of it.
So looking at this, I'm gonna say it's either gonna be Stafford or Mahomes. My homies.
I mean, right now, I just looked it up. Josh Allen, Brady, Mahomes.
I mean, it's going to be between Allen, Mahomes, or Stafford. It's going to be one of those three. And
I think Josh Allen will finish runner-up again, but I think he might be over the top this time.
Well,
I say if Green Bay wins 13 or 14 games, that it's going to be Rodgers again, especially because Rodgers doesn't have a cast around him. Josh Allen right now is the front runner, but we'll see what happens. Like traditionally, what I've seen from Buffalo is we'll either start off good and sputter a little bit in the middle games and just
they have
finish
a tough
strong.
schedule to start, but they have a lot of like easy games toward the back end of the schedule.
I mean, there's a lot of teams right now that have a weak schedule.
Buffalo starts off hard and then gets easier.
Washington starts off with Jacksonville. I mean, that week 1.
I mean, so this is going to go into the bold prediction here. My prediction for the MVP is actually not going to be a quarterback.
Really?
I am going to say that your MVP for this year is going to be Aaron Donald.
I could see that.
Why you say Aaron Donald?
It's what my gut says. Like I definitely see like Aaron Donald. Like I see him breaking the sack record this year.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It could be Aaron Donald or TJ Watt.
I mean, it could be, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's my, and then that's also my NFC, my NFC West prediction that, basically Aaron Donald's going to be your MVP. He's also going to break the single season sack record this year by 3 sacks. So he's going to crush it. He ain't going to like half sack it,
That's a bold move, Cotton.
It's a bold move. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, all right. So I guess, we'll start with the NFC West.
I'm going to go with a bold prediction real quick. My comeback player of the year, if he stays healthy, if he plays smart, because he has the weapons around him, it's receivers basically now. I say Carson Wentz is going to be the comeback player of the year.
Yeah, I see that.
And I see the rookie running back that we have to be the rookie of the year.
Who's your rookie running back?
Brian Let me double check his name. I don't want to butcher it.
Robinson.
I'm not sure if he's going to be rookie of the year.
Because right now they started both him and Gibson first.
Actually, no, I think that running back from the Jets is going to be rookie of the year. I think he's going to be great.
I don't know, man. Brian Robinson, have you seen him play? And like he's from Alabama. He's played behind other good running backs that have succeeded in the NFL already.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played behind, what was his name? It was on the Rams. What was his name? Shoot. He all of a sudden, somehow he just lost his step. You guys know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name apparently.
I thought Gurley was Oklahoma.
Gurley, yes. No, let me double check Alabama's roster.
I mean, I just looked up the fantasy rookie rankings. Bryce Hall is number 1 right now for the Jets.
But also you have the rookie receiver at Washington drafted. Yeah, Dotson. You're
wide
both
receiver
wrong.
Jalen Dotson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's the sleeper horse. Like he is actually he's like one of the best wide receivers probably in that draft. Like a lot of people graded him as probably the best receiver in the draft. They're like, why did they trade away that draft pick? They could have got this receiver. Yeah, well, if you look at him, he has hands. And what does Washington need? Hands. What is their issue? Fumbles. All right, back to the bold predictions, Cotton.
All right, my bold prediction for the NFC East is Carson Wentz will not be Washington's starting quarterback Week 18.
Really?
And who's going to be the starting quarterback there? I have a feeling Sam Howell's going to somehow be the starter sometime. That's if Carson Wentz fails. Because Sam Howell, yes, he's going against third stringers, but they also are putting him in. It looks like they put him in against second stringers yesterday too. I didn't get to watch the full game.
Are you saying he's not going to start because they're going to be in the playoffs and he's not going to be there?
So they're gonna be in the playoffs. Is that what you're? Oh, we lost.
I thought that's what he was talking about. That
Well, he said week 18.
Play week 18 because they were going to be in the playoffs.
He said week 18 because week 18 would be playoffs.
Yeah. You don't think Carson Wentz? Oh, it lost. Ricky again.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for Ricky because I need to hear his reasoning here.
Yeah, right.
Welcome back, Cotton.
Yeah, like it's almost like the Lord himself is saying, bruh, seriously, don't make a spoiler. All right, but no, this isn't a prediction. This is a spoiler. Carson Wentz is going to play so terribly that he is going to be replaced by the bye.
Okay,
really?
Yep. And I mean, like, okay, so everybody with Carson Wentz, he's a great quarterback because of his run in film that was ended due to injury. Ever since he came back from that injury, he has not been at that level of quarterback that he has shown that he can be. He has not. He has lost absolutely a step in his game since that injury. Since Nick Foles won the Super Bowl for Philly.
Okay.
Carson Wentz, has done nothing but lose his job.
So is Sam Howell going to be the starter or is Heineke?
I would say Heineke, depending on how Heineke takes this with Wentz. Like, he can see it as a motivating factor, or he can let himself, get wore down by it. I see Heineke has potential. He's definitely, he definitely falls into the Jacoby Brissett line of quarterbacks where, seriously, I could start him on, and he'd be an upgrade on like the Jets or the Texans or.
Well, too. I mean, he doesn't mind like going those extra yards. I mean, if you look at his stats yesterday, he was 9 for 12, 83 yards, 1 touchdown. As soon as he came on the field, they marched straight down the field and got a touchdown. And I think he's learning how to pass because if you look at the pass, let me see if I can find a video of it because I'm sure there's a video of it. I don't know if you guys are looking at the ESPN. So I'm looking on here for I guess I don't see it. Only Mahomes. Go to hell, Mahomes. I don't care about Mahomes.
But
so I think he will do good. I mean, he threw a nice pass to Cam Sims, and over top perfect touchdown.
So yeah, I mean, Washington's got options. I definitely see them keeping 3 quarterbacks on, just in case as needed.
I wouldn't. I mean, if you designate Sam Howell down to the practice squad, he's going to get claimed. He's going to get claimed. No, they're going to have to keep 3 people on the roster. They're going to have to keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster. They can't have just 2. They have to have 3. So, because if you send him down, another team's going to snatch him up. That Sam Howell. They were comparing him to another Baker Mayfield, but not attitude-wise. Because Sam Howell actually has, from what I've seen so far, a pretty decent personality.
Right.
And he's coming from North Carolina. So.
All right. So, Ben, pick a division. Where are we going next for bold prediction?
Bold predictions? Where are we going next? Let's go back to the rest. Through the team here.
Because we've done the NFC West, we've done the NFC East.
Yeah, I'm going back here. My browser. I went searching and did a lot of soul searching over here. Alright, so which ones did we do already? The East, and we did. Come on, it's not loading.
NFC East and West.
Hold on, it's not loading. Give me 1 second. ESPN's being a hassle. There we go. All right, cool.
I was just going to say, just say the division and we'll go from there.
Well, I also want to see who we should talk about more. So let's go with the North. NFC.
AFC or NFC?
NFC.
NFC North.
So this is Aaron Rodgers' division to lose. I don't see the Bears doing anything because I think Fields is not the answer. The Lions, Goff is not Goff. He's not who he was with the Rams because he did have a good year. Then he just somehow he hasn't been the same, and the Lions completely suck.
Yeah, I don't
Kirk Cousins lost
see
weapons.
the Lions doing anything.
Kirk Cousins doesn't have any weapons around him no more. And he's a good stat stuffer. That's about it. So I mean, it's between the Vikings and the Packers, and if I'm a betting man, I'm betting the Packers.
Probably the Packers.
But
My bold prediction is that the Chicago Bears, they will set an NFL record
for most games lost.
for the fewest points scored ever in the league.
That'd be great. Well, they are horrible.
Like, the Bears, in my opinion, are going to be the number one draft
Yeah,
slot
I could
next year.
I see them going after a quarterback and Fields gets replaced because the next quarterback class apparently is supposed to be pretty good. Because this last quarterback class was average. There are some
That's
players
actually-
that might into something, but we'll not know yet.
Let me also send my GM resume application to Chicago. Cause honestly, of the two teams, if you want to be a GM, I'd rather be the Bears GM than the Browns GM.
Yeah.
Just, you could at least build with the Bears. The Browns just seem like you're going to be kind of clearing wreckage for the first 3 years that you're there.
Well, you also have other things going on in Chicago as well.
So I guess Brady almost went to the Raiders.
We don't care about
Brady almost went to 31 other teams except for New England last year, a couple years ago.
Don't care about wheelchair Brady. Okay? But on to the topic of the Bears. They have other ongoing issues as well. You guys know about the stadium issues, right?
What stadium issues?
Oh, their stadium's falling apart just like the Commander Stadium?
No. Well, it's the crime in the area where the stadium's located. Apparently the crime is going up and fans don't want to come to the stadium and they feel endangered. And Mayor Lightfoot wants to, instead of help the stadium, she'd just rather upgrade their current stadium. That doesn't eliminate the crime in the area, lady. You're trying to bribe them with billions of dollars, like $2.some billion of upgrades or something like that, and then also give an option for a enclosed and collapsible roof. And the Bears are like, nah, we just want to move out of this area. So now they want to move in their own area where they want their own land that they would own and make a profit off of for their own brand.
So basically the mayor wants to put lipstick on a pig. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the shitty mayor of Chicago.
And the shitty mayor of Chicago.
Mayor Lightfoot. She's about to lose the Chicago Bears. All right.
The Bears are barely there anyway.
I do agree. The Bears. Well, the Bears are 2-0 in the preseason. Look out! How is Fields doing? Is Fields even playing right now? Let me see here.
All right. So, as much as as much as I really want to talk about the Bears, no, I do not want to talk about the Bears. Let's go to the next division. Justin, pick where we're going next. Which division are we going to? Pick an AFC division this time. We've been in the NFC the whole time.
Yeah, a minute more than a. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Been in it more than Debbie does Dallas. Let's go. Justin, you there? Hello. Did we lose?
Justin!
Justin? Huh. Okay.
He's dead, Jim. All right. So, let's go.
I think we lost Justin.
All right, let's move to the AFC South.
NFC South. That's
AFC.
AFC. Sorry about that. AFC South. Let's see here. So,
Bold prediction out of them. I guess the bold prediction I can go out of the AFC South is the Colts will not be the ones winning the division.
You don't think so? Who do you think's going to win? Looking at this,
I mean, obviously, again, I just said it was bold. I didn't say it was smart. You know, like it's definitely not Jacksonville. I kind of like.
I don't know. The book is the book is still out on Lawrence. You don't know if he's the answer there. You don't know if he's going to be good because last year, let's be honest here. That was horrible.
I mean,
can manage. If they can't manage football, how are they managing wrestling right now? They suck.
Well, I mean, wrestling is more scripted than football. Just that.
Yeah.
But no. So the problem, I see Jacksonville being a little bit better than they are. Because God, how do I say his name? Etienne. The running back that they drafted last year that was out with Liz Frank. I mean, they have a nice tandem of running backs in Jacksonville. And Jacksonville, in my opinion, has always been good when they've had great running backs or good running backs. They don't really need that wide receiver play that everybody kind of, wants. Jacksonville's never been flashy. They've been best with a game managing quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, and they just physically beat the shit out of you, and that's it. I mean, in my opinion, I would just be like, hey, AFC North, we trade you the Bengals for the Jaguars, and just whenever any of those teams play each other in divisional games, you're not allowed to pass. Run the ball, beat the crap out of each other. We love it. It'll be the UFC North.
So let's look at something here. I'm looking at the stats last year for the Jaguars. So he actually got sacked less than Mayfield did. That's a surprise. So looking at the stats with Trevor Lawrence, what the hell? Looking at the stats with Trevor Lawrence, honestly, I don't think he did that bad. I mean, yeah, his interception to touchdown ratio is bad, but
Lawrence is okay, I guess.
Given the talent that's around him, or lack thereof, I mean, you don't have an offensive line, really. I mean, they just upgraded. They just got Scherf. So if he stays healthy, air quotes, stays healthy,
Lawrence needs more people around him.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look at his stats. His completion percentage wasn't good, but also that has something to do with him getting sacked 32 times last year as well.
Oh, he needs line.
I mean, also look at who we had. Like he had DJ Chark, Marvin Jones. Like
Marvin Jones hasn't been anything since college.
I mean, like seriously, his wide receiving core is so bad. You'd think they were Baltimore's receiving core.
Yeah, like Christian Kirk, isn't he the?
He's not that great either.
No, he's not either. He has a goofy looking smile. No, he's not that great. Marvin Jones, let's check him out.
He hasn't been okay.
Yeah, like,
right.
Marvin Jones, he's 32. He's up there in age.
He's 32.
Zay Jones was picked from.
Zay Jones was
Zay
good,
Jones.
Once he left Buffalo, he wasn't good either.
Treadwell.
He wasn't even good in Buffalo.
No,
Like,
he really wasn't. He dropped a lot.
This feels like the Browns' offensive receivers when they drafted nothing but receivers that 1 year.
Yeah, the 5 receiver draft, I think.
Yeah, then the Raiders did the same thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The Raiders.
So yeah, like I said, I go with. I'd actually go with the Titans winning the division this year. I mean, it's not really much of a bold prediction because they won last year. The division.
I think they've really regressed. I don't think the Titans are as good as they are. They've lost a lot of key players in the offseason.
There's a lot of
I mean,
they still got Derrick Henry, but I don't.
Yeah, but those wheels are starting to fall.
Well, okay, Derrick Henry coming back from injury. They got rid of AJ Brown, trading him to Philly, but they brought in
Julio Jones, right?
Robert Woods.
Yeah, Julio Jones.
Yeah, Julio's in Tampa Bay.
Which I think he's going to do good there, actually.
I don't.
You don't think so? With Brady? I don't know.
Like
they have Woods.
Yeah, like the Titans have Robert Woods coming back from injury. They have the one
Robert Woods hasn't been good since Buffalo.
What?
I said Robert Woods hasn't been good since Buffalo.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm not joking.
Wasn't he with the Rams at one time too?
Oh, he was with the Rams, and he did really well with the Rams.
But he was pretty good. He was in pretty good Buffalo, too.
Yeah, he had 1,200 yards. 1,100 yards.
But I mean, to say he hasn't been good since he left Buffalo, like, bro, like, seriously, Robert Woods blossomed once he left Buffalo. Robert Woods is one of those people that kind of
healthy. That's his issue.
Well, he started 16 games, 15 games, 16 games in a stretch of 2018 to 2020. He only played 9 games last year. But
yeah, I mean,
he's played an average of at least 13, 14 games a year.
Yeah, like, I mean, he is a good receiver. He is a very consistent quality receiver when he's healthy. And I mean, yes, he's coming.
Yes.
When he's, he's coming off an ACL injury. So yeah, he might not have that same oomph and speed, but he's definitely going to elevate those young receivers around him in Tennessee. AJ Brown, you might say, hey, that was a kind of loss, but how often was AJ Brown hurt? He was hurt a lot, and it just seemed like he took plays off. The same could also be said for the lineman that went to Buffalo, Saffold. Said that lost him on a few plays. He's more of a run blocker than a pass blocker, which, to be fair, run blocking really is what Buffalo needs. But yeah, Tennessee Tennessee and Indianapolis are definitely 1A and 1B in the
I see
NFC
Indianapolis
South.
winning that more than Tennessee.
I mean, in real prediction, I would say the Colts will win because of Matt Ryan. But Matt Ryan,
Matt Ryan has kind of lost a lot.
I can see the Colts winning that division with at least 9 wins.
Yeah, I can see the Colts winning that division. I don't see the Tennessee Titans winning that division.
The Colts' status in that division solely rides with Matt Ryan. All right, because Matt Ryan can be an
Ryan
MVP.
Really don't have a lot. He doesn't really have a lot of years left.
I mean, Matt Ryan doesn't have to do much to win this division.
You just hand it off to Jonathan Taylor.
I mean, and
they're going to run his wheels off the ground.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but then again, Indianapolis has 3. Actually, let me look up, see who else, if they still have this guy.
Yeah. What guy?
What?
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so I was gonna say, yeah, like if they run the wheels off Taylor, they still have Mack and Wilkins and Hines. But yeah, Mack went to the Texans this year. So there goes that one. But yeah, I mean, depending on which Matt Ryan shows up, if Matt Ryan shows up how he played in his early days with Atlanta before the Super Bowl, then we might be talking about how the Indianapolis Colts in the conference championship game, or he could be the Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you could say he could be an MVP candidate also.
Yeah, he could be.
But it all depends on how the rest of the team plays. If we lose Ricky again.
Yep.
Yeah. Ricky will be back, folks. Yeah, I see the Texans being worse than the Jaguars, though. I think so. The Jaguars a little bit.
Yeah.
Texans.
Yeah, the Texans are always bad.
Yeah, like, who's their quarterback? I guess it's going to be David Mills.
Yeah, I think so. Tyrod Taylor's on the Giants now.
Yeah. Now, what's this? I'm going to take a look at the Titans again one more time here.
Titans. Yeah, I think they're going to regress, but we should wait for Ricky to come back, maybe.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I don't know.
That's going to be a tough division, though. I think that one could be a toss-up.
I'm just looking at Malik Willis, the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a real problem between them, actually. Because Tannehill has often said that he doesn't want to mentor him at all.
Yeah, I know.
Which is kind of selfish on his part.
It is. Like,
when he came out with that report, I'm like, really? You're not going to do what you can to help your teammate?
Yeah, I'm sure he was mentored back in his day when he was playing.
He said it dropped his connection.
I mean, Tannehill is 34 years old. He's a Leo. I could figure that's why his ego's
right.
Leos always have egos.
Yeah. Well, I think that Tannehill really doesn't have that many years left, and Malik Willis is going to have to take over, but they're going to have to work together as a team.
Exactly. They're going to have to work together, and somebody's going to be the odd man out, and they drafted Malik Willis to maybe.
They obviously think of him as the future.
Yeah, so if he don't want to play ball, they're just going to be like, okay.
Yeah, right.
That's how you feel.
Ricky needs an invite back. I'm not do that.
1 second here.
Yeah, I think Malik Willis is the future, but Tannehill is kind of the past.
Oh, yeah. Tannehill is the past. He's not the future. He's not in the plans.
I mean, he never led the Dolphins to the playoffs at all. He's only as good as the people that are around him. Won't connect him. Trying to get Ricky back in here, guys. Still there. Oh.